What's up, you guys? I'm Dan, this is Frugal Not Cheap, and today we'll look at how to save money by cutting your own hair. Hey guys, so here we are in the bedroom just because then I've got a mirror and I can see what I'm doing, and then you can also see what I'm doing as well. So hopefully this will work out. I don't know, we'll see. But what's the motivation for this? Obviously haircuts are not that cheap. It's going to take, I don't know, maybe $20, $25, including a tip, to get a man's haircut. And then you've got to, of course, drive over to the place, so you have your transportation costs as well, getting there and coming back. And then they also cost a lot in terms of time. The thing that I hated most about getting a haircut when I used to go to the salon was, one, yeah, having to go out there, but then also having to wait there before they were ready for me. Then always having a different hairstylist and not knowing whether or not they were going to do the kind of job that I wanted. So that uncertainty wasn't a whole lot of fun. And then, sometimes having to make the chit chat. I didn't really want to make the chit chat. And then having to drive home. And on the drive home, having all that hair kind of on my neck. Sometimes I'd spring for the shampoo, but then you're adding even more cost to it. So yeah, it just wasn't a comfortable experience, and it took a lot of time. But actually, I started cutting my own hair. The first time I did it was back in boarding school. It was, I think, my sophomore year in high school, I think. Hey, Max. So I Max is over here. I don't know if you can see him. Anyway, so I started cutting my own hair there. I learned how to do it, and I was pretty happy with the results. And I've been doing it basically ever since. There was a small period of time where I became more spendy pants after I got, I think when I was in college, or maybe when I got my first job out of school. Anyway, for a little while there, I went to those Supercuts type places, or like Sport Clips or whatever. Tried that for a little while, and I'd go maybe once a month or so. But again, so we're looking at $25 a month roughly, maybe 30, 35 when I was doing the shampoo, and that really adds up over the course of the year. That's not something I'm spending money on anymore. Instead, I had a one-time purchase of some wall clippers. Then I bought an attachment to get a little bit more length here on the top. That's been it for quite some time now, and we also use clippers for Max's hair, so I'll be doing that in the future video, showing you how to clip Shih Tzu hair, because it's a little bit different from some of the dogs that have a coat. But anyway, let's get into it, show you how to do it. Again, this is cutting hair with clippers. I'm not an expert or amazing or anything like that, but I think the haircuts are serviceable. In fact, people seem surprised sometimes when I tell them I cut my own hair. It's not something I advertise, obviously. But yeah, I just try to do the best job that I can, and I'm quite happy with it. And if it doesn't come out well, then it's really easy for me to find my barber and get mad at him. Anyway. So what are the tools for the job? What do you need? You'll need, of course, your clippers. I personally have a set of wall clippers. Oster, is it Oster? I think makes some good ones too. I don't know, you can just look out, see what the reviews are, find your own deal. It shouldn't cost you more than, I don't know, $25, $30 or something like that for a decent pair of clippers to get going. And then, like I said, so they're the clippers themselves. And they usually come with a brush so you can clean them off a little bit. I'm going to have to vacuum in here. It's not going to be fun later. Anyway, so they usually come with that. A little bit of oil too that you can put on the blades to keep them in good shape. And then they'll also come with these guards, of course. Now, because the guards that came with the set weren't quite long enough for what I wanted on the top, because I like to have a little bit of a part here, as you can see, is I got some extra guards. They go up pretty big. There's even a number 12 guard that's out there, which is, I think, an inch and a half. I think it's an inch and a half. The problem with that one, though, is that the bigger the guard gets, the more flimsy the the teeth on the guard comb become. So with one of these smaller ones, they're pretty sturdy and they don't move around a lot. But when you get to that size 12 that I was talking about, it was just too flimsy. It wasn't doing a good job, and so I stopped using that. But I did find a wall number 10, this white one here, and I find it to be a good length. It's 1¼ inches. That's 32 millimeters if you're using metric. And I think it works great. Yeah, I think that's a good length. It's slightly shorter than I would like. I'd probably like another 1/4 inch or a little bit more. But then again, like I said, it's just too flimsy. And hey, it grows to that length in about a week anyway. So I'm pretty happy with the results with this thing. All right. So yeah, you got your guards, you got your brushes. For some work, like here in the front, I'm going to want to use some scissors. And you may need some water for that. And then of course a comb, but again, that will probably come with the clippers themselves. And then in order to do the back, that is where having 2 mirrors comes in handy. So we've got a mirror here, and there's a mirror behind you guys that I'm using so I can see what I'm doing, and then also check if I'm in frame and that kind of thing. But we're also going to use it so that we can then do the back. So I think it'll be pretty cool. All right, so we'll give it a shot. Never cut my hair in here before, but I think it's going to be fine, and we'll get going. So I like to begin with the longest. Some people prefer to begin with the shortest one. And one thing to point out is that the clippers have 2 settings for the length. So I'll try to get this nice and close up here for you. So you can move this lever, and this is the sort of open position. You can see here, this is the cutting edge. And so now you have an extra about 1/4 inch there of length, but it doesn't tend to cut quite as efficiently as when you're nice and tight like this. But it's a good way to give you a little bit of extra control when you're trying to do a fade on the sides or something like that. So that's a good thing to keep in mind. Let me, gotta clean that off a little bit more. All right, there we go. Now we're in better shape. Okay, so then you just attach the guard comb like so. You just kind of stick it in there, and then on the back, there's this little tab here that you use to secure it in place. You'll hear it click, and now it is nice and secure. It's not going to move around. You're not going to accidentally cut some big hole in your hair, so that wouldn't be good. And then again, the length that we're going to get from this is just fine, so I'm going to put it in the sort of the closed or tight position, not getting that extra length there. Though we may open it up on some of the other ones to try to do a little bit of fading on the sides here. All right, so flip it on just with a switch here on the side, and we'll get going. And before I go in, so mostly I'm going to go against the grain of my hair. So you can see right now I have a comb kind of going this direction, so I'm going to go in that direction. Around the whirl here, that thing, you're going to go in all different directions to try to get the hair, and you got to do a number of passes if you want to get this thing nice and even. It's not something where you just do 1 pass per area, then it'll come out really choppy, and that's not going to be great. All right, here we go. You can see you get quite a bit of hair there coming off right off the bat. And it's not as important to do the sides because you'll be getting those more with the shorter guards later anyway, but really want to get the top here. Okay. So yeah, since we're going against the grain, you're going to come up from the bottom. And again, we'll go in all kinds of directions here on this top part. It's an oddly satisfying feeling, actually. Just trimming all the hair and knowing it's gonna be a little bit neater and tighter. Just less fussy. Okay, we're getting there, I think. How's it going here? Yeah, I'll kind of go in a few different directions just to make sure. But essentially, I think we've about got it. Sometimes, as you can see, I'm using my fingers to hold the hair to try to get a little bit more cutting action going on. But basically, that's that. And then the harder part can be to use to cut the side that's away from your dominant hand. But because you don't need to be careful about any kind of edges or whatever, you can just kind of go like that. It's not a big deal. Okay, and then I'll kind of shake it off a little bit here. Close your eyes so you don't get hair in them. That's not fun. Alright, how are we doing? Yeah, we're getting there. Getting shorter. Okay. I'm going to check the back here a little bit more just to see. It looks like it's still kind of fuzzy. Oh no, we're making, yeah, no, we're doing it there. Alright. Going over here. Yeah. Okay, I think that's good for the longest blade. And so now we're going to switch guards and kind of clean things off a little bit. Wow. Yeah, kind of clean things off a little bit. And we will move on to a slightly shorter guard. So we were going from a number 10, and now we'll jump down to a number 7. So you can see there's, oh no, sorry, we're going to jump down to number 8. But still a gap. So we're going from 1 1/4 inches down to 1 inch. So I am going to use the longer setting here, right there, so that we can then kind of get a little bit more of a fading kind of thing going on. And in general, when you're doing that, all right, we're going to go straight up basically, but with a little bit of scooping action. And that scooping action is going to help with the fading as well. And then for the back, well, you know, you get a feel for it. I gotta have a sense of, you know, where I want the line to be back there. But that's something you get a feel for with time. All right, here we go. All right, maybe I'll turn around so you can see the back a little bit. Okay, and the sides give you a little bit of a better view here. Again, it doesn't really matter about the part that's down below as much. It's just about that place where it's interfacing with the really long hairs up here at the top. Trying to get a good sort of blend in there a little bit. And then on this side as well. So I'm not going to go quite as high as with the other one. Instead, I'm going to do more of this kind of scooping motion up there. Okay. Now, yep. Get some of that excess hair off. Well, that's the whole plan here, to get some excess hair off, but you know what I mean, the loose stuff. All right. And then we'll tighten the guard up again. So get it to the tighter setting, and then this is that next little step here to help us do the fade a little bit more. So you want to go a little bit lower than you were before, and it can be hard to see, but you know, just try to get a feel for it. Do the best you can. And you'll find that, yeah, when you have this that thing on the sort of the closed or down setting, it cuts a lot more. So yeah, there you go. Okay. And then we'll do the number 7. So we'll go one more step down. And again, to do it, we can use the open setting here and just try to go near where we were before, but not quite as high. And that'll just help to get a little bit of the fading action going on, a little bit. And then we'll put it right on the tightest setting now for just this bottom portion here. Trying to keep it even on all sides, of course. Okay. There we go. Now we'll do sort of my favorite parts, in a way. Well, my second favorite part, obviously, this thing can get kind of ridiculous. I like to have a little bit more length on the front, but you don't want it to be too crazy. So we are going to do a little bit here with scissors. And it's kind of, let me come in. Ooh. Let's see, where can I go so that I can see and then you can see as well? I think here. So you can get a sense for how long it is like that. That's, you know, 2 hairs full, and you can pull it forward a little bit. And just give it a little trim here. don't go too far. It is much safer to cut off too little than to cut off too much, because you can't regrow the hair instantly. So we're just gonna, yeah, give it a little trim there. Nothing too crazy, but just keep it from becoming too giant of a wave over there. Yeah. Yeah, those were getting quite long there also. So obviously you want these hairs to be a little bit longer than the ones over here, because you're combing it in this direction if you're doing this style. But yeah, I'm alright with that. Okay. So now the next thing is to do the detail work. Alright, so for these you're going to use the closed setting, and you're going to go right up, and what we're going to do is the edges. So we're going to do the sideburns, we're going to go around the ears, and then we're going to do the back as well. And I just try to go kind of along with this jawbone that I have. So we're going to go just kind of like that, and then we're going to go up here and just trim around the ears. And then of course you can use a comb to try to straighten up the hair, so you can do a little bit more detailed of a job on all that. So I also like to trim a little bit here. Yeah, and then just here we'll fix that up a bit more. And we'll go in there and down. Okay. Alright, now we'll do the other side. Alright, so you want to be even, of course. Try to even it up on the two sides. Yep. And then go up here and just clean it up around the ears. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the hair around the ears. Some people don't seem to mind it. For me, yeah, it's a particular bugbear. I'm just not a fan. Alright, so now we've got the sideburns done. Let's see about this area. Maybe trim a little bit more right there. Yeah, okay. So then the next thing to do, of course, is going to be the back. And for that, you will need another mirror. I got something called Hair Day Do It With Style, non-breakable. It's a very, very sturdy mirror. You can drop it. It's totally fine. All right, and we'll get ourselves positioned here. There we go. Just going to do a rounded thing, kind of clean up some of those unwanted hairs that tend to come in on your neck. There we go. That feels better already. Let me give it a quick combing as well, just kind of straighten that up a little bit. Okay. Yeah, I need to come up a little bit. Yeah, somewhere like there, I think. Nope, it's hard to see. Oh, here we go, here we go. Yeah, get that little, it's not a ducktail, but that little thing sticking out a little bit. Okay, let's see, how is that? Yeah, it's alright. So we're going to want to clean up the left-hand side, though. And here, I've got to use my left hand, so that can sometimes be a little bit tricky. But just go slowly. Just go slowly. Again, you can always come back and remove more hair, but you can't put the hair back. So you want to be a little careful about that. And yeah, you can see I think my neck's getting a little red. You can get a little bit of irritation, but it'll go away pretty quickly. Yeah, the light's not great today, but Yeah, I think that's absolutely gonna do. Wait, I want to get that little spot right there. Hold on. Yeah, there we go. All right. And there you have it. So, of course, it needs to wash in the shampoo, and then I think we'll get there. So we'll take a look at how that looks when we're done, but I think it's going to be quite fine. This part's so funny and poofy from, from the bed hair. But I'm going to take a shower, I'll be back, and we'll see what the final product looks like. Alright, you guys, we are back. Not just me, but also Max. But yeah, we took a quick shower. One of the nice benefits, by the way, of having shorter hair like this is you don't have to use as much conditioner. So that's a nice little bonus. Anyway, I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out. It's feeling nice and smooth and short, and we're not seeing any giant holes in it or anything like that. Like I said, it's a little harder to get this part here while it's short, but in about a week it'll have grown out and that'll be looking pretty good. So I think this is a great way to save some money, also a nice skill to have, and a nice way to save some time too and get consistent results. Another nice benefit is that instead of going maybe once a month, then you can actually trim it up real quick every couple of weeks. And when you get good, you can just do the little touch-up on the sideburns and around the ears and the back every 2 weeks or so, and that keeps it going as well. Let's see. Of course, you know, this is a clipper method, so it's not going to work well if you have longer hair, then you've got to use scissors. And I do think it takes a lot more skill to do that kind of a thing. But anyway, I think it's a great way to save some money if you've got short hair. Do you have any hair cutting tips? Let us know in the comments below. Hope you found this video helpful. If you did, hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button if you'd like to see more videos about do-it-yourself, financial independence, frugality, investing, and maybe travel in the future once this whole thing is over. Ring the notification bell icon if you'd like to be notified when new videos are posted. And with that, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.